Hey, Chris. Nice to meet you. My name is Kaylee. I'm a Salesforce. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to meet with me. I know that you have a very busy schedule.
Yeah, no problem. It's really nice to meet you, Kaylee. And yes, I have a packed calendar today, but I'm happy to have the discussion for about the next 15 minutes before I have to jump to another call.
I understand, and I'll be very short and sweet. I know that we're both familiar with Kevin. He's actually an old colleague of mine, and I saw an article last week about Linux's growth and expansion in the past few years, and gave him a call. And he actually told me a little bit about your CRM capabilities and how you're looking for a better way to support your sales for existing and new dealers. Is that possibly something that you're looking at?
Actually, it is something we're looking at now. We've just started investigating potential options, so your timing is perfect. I am familiar with Salesforce, of course, but really don't know much about the CRM functionality.
Yeah, I'd be happy to get into what Salesforce CRM can offer companies like yours. We have many customers that work through dealers and other types of resellers like you do, so we're well aware that channel sales model brings its own set of sales challenges.
Oh, you're so right, and I'm glad to hear you say that. It's different than selling directly to a company that uses your product. I'm glad that you really understand that.
Yeah, of course. But before we get into what Salesforce CRM does, I'd like to get in a little bit more background of what you're using right now for CRM.
Sure, I'd be happy to give you a bit more, but you'd be kind to say that we have CRM now. We really don't.
Oh, okay. What are you doing now for account management and lead tracking?
Well, our business unit alone has 3 regional directors, 24 district managers, and 180 TMs. That's what we call our territory managers, who are essentially the account reps who call on HVAC dealers who do business with us now, as well as also calling on the dealers that are aligned with Trane, Carrier, or York, or some other brand to explore opportunities for them to use Linux equipment and progress our growth. Some of these dealers are quite large and would be a great opportunity to increase overall units sold. And I have 50 inside sales reps supporting the TMs. So right now we have a lot of Excel and Word files that TMs use to record their sales calls and status of the dealers. There's just no way for all 240 or so of the team involved with sales to have accurate, timely data.
I bet. What kind of problems does that lack of timely data create for you?
Well, it creates several problems, but all revolve around the fact that we don't have one source of up-to-date account information that we all use and leverage. In other words, we're not all singing off the same hymn. With all the emails and file attachments flying around, you never know what's up to date and what's not. In fact, just last week we had a TM call on a big dealer in Denver to discuss some advances in the Tucane line of compressor units, and it turns out we had just had a rep there the week before on the exact same topic. It didn't make us look too organized, and that does not instill a lot of confidence in dealers you're trying to win business over.
I'm sorry about that. I understand how that could be a serious problem. Like my other clients, you probably have more projects than you have resources for. If this one did not make the cut for budget, what would that be like?
We'd have a really big issue. And if we were really focused on growth for the top line, we simply cannot keep doing what we're doing. It's just not sustainable.
What would a good solution look like to you?
The most important thing is having what I've been calling the single source of truth. One database that all of our TMs and inside sales people use to update their account information and submit call reports and other account and lead information that we can then all use to coordinate our sales activities.
I couldn't agree more. One place that everyone uses to update and get information is fundamental for a business's success.
And one more thing, it needs to be easy to train users. I've got 180 on my team, and they'll all have to be trained. Like you can imagine, they're HVAC guys, and very few are tech savvy. Also, we need a cloud solution where we can spend our time using the technology, not worrying about running it and not taking care of it.
Right. The whole world is going to cloud-based software as service solutions for that exact reason. That's why Salesforce only offers SaaS solutions. We don't deploy in a client's data center.
Well, I absolutely agree with that, but sometimes our IT guys worry about security of the application if it's not behind our firewalls.
You know, we hear that all the time, although it's a lot less now in the, say, like the past 10 years. Salesforce has every IT and InfoSec cert possible, and we are used to by some of the most information security conscious companies in the world, like major banks and brokerage firms that have very strict InfoSec requirements.
Well, it's good to know you work with regulated industry. We can discuss those kind of technical questions another time with our CTO present.
Of course. What CRM options have you looked at so far?
We talked a bit with Microsoft about Dynamics and Sugar CRM. I know there are lots of CRMs in the market, but these are the two our marketing folks have suggested.
How are you approaching the evaluation?
Even though my procurement colleagues would like us to, I don't think we're going to be able to do an RFP. That would add a year to the process, and we simply just cannot afford to waste that much time. We are doing our research. Mark knows a lot about what we need and has been doing a lot of the research. We've also used Gartner, and they've been very helpful in providing a perspective on CRMs in the market. We've also thought about retaining a consultant who knows CRM to drive the evaluation process, but I think we have enough horsepower inside to drive the research.
Okay, so what factors are most important in the selection?
Price is obviously always going to be a factor, but we're not looking for the cheapest solution. We're looking for functionality that meets our needs. With the ability to tailor to our unique business is extremely important. And I'm not talking about just letting us use our colors and logo. I'm talking about reflecting our business processes and the uniqueness through dealers' environments we're in. And not to repeat myself, but it has to be easy to use. If it requires a computer science degree to use, our guys simply will not use it.
No way. How far are you along in the definition and assessment of CRM requirements?
Not far at all. Really just doing some internet research and talking to Gartner folks who know more about the CRMs.
Okay. If we have a follow-up meeting, are there others in the organization we should have in the discussion?
Oh yes, there will be others. Right now, Mark and I have the dubious honor of doing some initial research. Mark is my sales ops guy. I want to get Mark in the loop for these conversations. He knows exactly what we are doing now for CRM type of information.
Okay, and so how does Mark like the current process?
Oh, he absolutely does not like it. He's pushing so hard and as hard as anyone to modernize our CRM. What we do now causes him a lot of tedious work, which could be better spent on analysis strategy around our account management. He'd be a lot happier and a lot more productive with a modern CRM.
Besides you and Mark, who else would be involved in the assessment of options?
We have not formed a formal evaluation team yet, but Mark and I probably will be doing that soon. My recommendation is we need someone from marketing to give the evaluation that perspective, and then also someone from IT, because after all, it is a technology decision.
Right. And you mentioned that procurement would be like to do an RFP, but it would take a while. Do you think you'll be able to do a full RFP?
Our procurement team would probably like it, but I don't think that it would be required because it will delay for a year. I'll do everything in my power not to do an RFP. I can get Gary, our division president, to agree.
Okay, and will Gary be an active part of the selection process?
Well, it's eventually his budget, but he's not going to get super involved. He just has far too many things going on. I'll keep Gary in the loop as we progress in the evaluation. If Mark and I say go with the solution, Gary will approve.
All right. Well, Chris, I know you have another meeting, so we should wrap up. But thanks on the information of what good looks like for a CRM with you, of single source of truth, easy to use, and technology secure seems to be at the top of the list. Also, your timing, right?
I agree with that.
We've found with other clients that when there seems to be an alignment with what the client is looking for and what Salesforce can do, it's a good next step to actually see the solution and the relevant capabilities. Would that be a worthwhile step for you?
I think that makes sense, and Mark would definitely want to join.
Okay, not sure what timing is for your evaluation, but we have this demo meeting, say, the week after next.
We're trying to make a decision by the end of Q4 so we can have something in place by 2024. So sooner's gonna be better. Week after next could work, but I need to check with Mary Ellen, our CMO, and Parkesh, our CTO, to see who they want from their teams in the meeting and check on their availability.
I get it. But so I can alert my team, could we target, say, Wednesday, October 25th at 9 a.m.?
Sure, we can pencil that in. I'll confirm with Mark and the others, and we can talk tomorrow.
Awesome. I'll call you tomorrow afternoon to confirm a time. Chris, it was good to meet you, and I look forward to taking the next steps.
Same here, and I'll confirm tomorrow.
Awesome.